Good morning. So this morning you guys are going to work on what's called a contrasting writing. It is where you're writing the differences between two topics, and this is the last piece of informative writing that you guys are going to do before you move on to opinion writing after spring break. So when you're doing a contrast piece of writing, you'll have two different sources that you're looking at. So in this case, the reading that you have is sea turtles and the desert tortoise. Okay, so you're gonna find the differences between the two. Now your planner that you're gonna use is partially filled out. So it says sea turtles versus desert tortoise. Okay. And then in the two, so that your introduction's already done. In the two reptile articles, I noticed some differences between them. I noticed differences in their habitats, so that's where they live, their body structure, and what they eat. Okay, so those are gonna be our 3 paragraphs. So we're gonna have 5 paragraphs. So your introduction, this paragraph's gonna be how their habitats are different. This one is going to be how their body structure is different, and this one's going to be how what they eat is different, and then you'll have your conclusion. So you need your transition words, all right? So we can write first, okay? And then we're just going to put habitats here to keep ourselves organized. Next, and then body structure. And last, what they eat. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into what I need to read and look for examples to put in here about how their habitats are different, and then examples about how their bodies are different, and examples about how what they eat are different. Okay, so I'm going to go in here. Sea turtles are large turtles that spend most of their lives in the seas. Okay, so that's part of habitat. So they live in the sea. They live in shallow coastal waters of warm temperature seas. They have legs that are shaped like paddles. So that's what their body looks like. So legs that are shaped like paddles, which help them swim. There are many types of sea turtles. All sea turtles are considered endangered or threatened. Sea turtles are cold-blooded animals. They are strong swimmers and good divers. They have 4 flipper-like legs, so that's what their body looks like, and a shell that is attached to their backbone. Okay, so a shell that is attached to their backbone. They cannot pull their head and legs into the shell, so they cannot pull their head and legs into the shell. Sea turtles vary in size from 2 to 6 feet long. During active time, sea turtles must go to the sea's surface every few minutes in order to breathe air. Okay. Most sea turtles are carnivores, meat eaters. Okay, so that's what they eat. They eat crustaceans, shellfish, jellyfish, man-o-war, and small fish. During reproduction, adult female sea turtles return to the beach where they were born to lay up to 200 soft-shelled eggs in the sand. When the baby turtles hatch, they immediately head for the nearby water. Many young turtles are eaten by birds and other predators during this difficult trip. Okay, so I only highlighted stuff that I need to put in here, okay? Where they live, what their body looks like, and what they eat. Okay, there's a lot of other cool details in here. Excuse me. About them going to the beach to lay eggs, and they're cold-blooded animals and strong swimmers and that kind of stuff. But I don't need that stuff. I need to focus on what I'm writing, which is the habitats, the body structure, and what they eat. Okay, so you need to be careful when you're doing your paper that you're only putting in the information that you're supposed to be putting in. So now I'm going to look at desert tortoise. The desert tortoise is a timid reptile that lives in sandy deserts. Okay, so he lives in sandy deserts, the other one lives in the sea, of southwest North America. And we can do that too. The slow land animal, so land animal, spends most of its life underground. Okay. It burrows under the sand to protect itself from extreme desert temperature. Okay, so it burrows under the sand. That's all about its habitat. It can live 50 to 80 years. I don't need that detail. The desert tortoise is listed as a threatened species. The desert tortoise has a hard upper shell. Okay, this is what it looks like, which is about 9 to 15 inches long. So they're a lot smaller than the sea turtles. Sea turtles are 2 to 6 feet long. The flattened forelimbs, so their front feet are flattened and armored, muscular, and used for burrowing, so digging. The rear limbs are column-like, so they're like sticks. Okay, the rear limbs are column-like. Now, all the sea turtle ones are like paddles. They have a gular horn that extends from the front of the lower shell. Oh, in the front. Okay, so they have a horn that extends from the front of the lower shell. The tail is very short. When in danger, tortoises can withdraw their heads and legs and tails into the shell. Okay, the sea turtles can't do that. Okay, desert tortoise is an herbivore, a plant eater. It eats grasses, herbs, and a wide variety of desert plants. When reproducing, the female tortoise lays her eggs in a shallow pit, covers the eggs with the sand. The temperature determines whether the babies will be male or female. Oh, that's cool. Cooler temperatures result in male hatchings, and warmer temperatures result in female hatchings. That's crazy. That's neat. Okay, but not a detail we need to put in our writing. Okay, so now when I go back over here, I'm going to compare habitats. Okay, so I would say first I'm going to compare the habitats of the sea turtles and the desert turtles. And so since in my paper I'm starting off with sea turtle and then it says versus desert turtle, I'll do the same thing in my paragraphs. Okay, so I'll start with sea turtles. Sea turtles live in the sea. In warm coastal waters. Warm coastal, oops. That's messy. Okay, and then I can use a word like whereas, or something else. The desert tortoise lives in the sandy deserts of southwestern North America. Sandy deserts of southwestern North America. Okay. All right, so I compared the sea turtle and the desert tortoise. Okay, then next we're going to do body structure. So I'm going to let you do that yourself, actually. I don't want to do this whole thing for you. I think you probably understand what to do. So you're going to look for what sea turtles' body structure is like. So you'll do sea turtles first. Sea turtles. And then desert. My pen. Tortoise. Okay, so you'll do the sea turtle's body structure, then the desert tortoise. And then the sea turtles, what they eat, and the desert tortoise, what they eat. And then in your conclusion, you are summarizing what you've written. Okay, so you can say, in the end, or I don't like that, after reading or learning. Okay, you could choose, you know, which word you want, about sea turtles and desert tortoise. I spelled that wrong. O-I. And desert tortoises. I understand the differences between their habitats, body structure, and what they eat. Okay, habitats, body structure, and what they eat. Okay, so you'll have something like this for your conclusion. You don't have to use my words. You can rephrase it. So you guys need to go finish the body structure paragraph and the what they eat paragraph, and then I'll just have a short video tomorrow to get you started on writing this in paragraphs. Okay, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.